Remember, you lose 20 pounds and then life happens. Y'all know that little story? Are you tired of that? So this is called Strategy Call with me. I'm creating this because we got to help a lot of people. There's a lot of you that's struggling with your weight. Hormones are off. I mean, there's so many things going on, and you've tried the programs before, doctors before, maybe you've tried therapy or whatever. And I'm kind of to the point where I'm tired of doing calls. I'd rather do a call after you've done some of the work yourself. And then we do a call after you're already into the energy. And now we can blast to the fucking moon. So what I'm trying to do is we're going to go through everything on this video as if we're on the phone. You've never worked with me before. You're wanting to learn more about, like, can Hot Moms Mastermind help you? How does it work and all that shit? I'm going to kind of go over that now. Get your notepad out because we're going to do a lot of shit here. And the problem is that a lot of women, they think that their situation is special. And one of my favorite sayings, I used to want to get a picture of me in front of a squat rack that says, behind the squat rack in big black letters, it's like, you are not special. Well, Casey, wait a minute. You're a powerful shaman, healer, provider of love and light worker. What do you mean we're not special? That is the what? Okay, so let me explain. We are special. Everybody is very special, okay? But you're not special at the same time, meaning we all have the same bullshit. We all have limiting beliefs. We all have self-doubt, shame, guilt. We get frustrated. We get obsessed with things. We're not special. Would you agree? Our problems are not so unique. Oh, but Casey, I have a specific, unique, I'm different than everybody. Right. That comes from a victim mentality. I used to have it as well. I used to think, well, that's easier for you, bitch, because you've already got all the stuff. Must be easy for you. Like, that was my thing. It was, yeah, but. And that's why I had anemia. Like, did you know that's where anemia comes from? Yeah, but. Blah, 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 blah. Big egos. But I understand the reason that you're like that is because growing up, you never got what you needed. And that's why a lot of us get sick. It's like, see, do you see me now? And it's a victim story. Well, a lot of women that I work with typically aren't that. They are at their wits' end, struggling with weight, some really bad stuff. Like, some of them have medical conditions now where it's their life, and they're 40 years old. Like, literally their life is shit and they're 40. Okay. And they think it's already too late. Right. So what we have to do is we have to come in, and on the strategy calls, I find out the root issue. I find out the problem, because yeah, you're anxious, or yeah, you don't have energy, but what's the problem with not having energy? I am falling behind at work, or even if they're not falling behind at work, maybe there's intimacy issues at home. Maybe you don't feel sexy in the clothes you wear. Maybe you've cried in the dressing room. Maybe you're kind of, you and your hubby, or you and your partner or spouse are kind of growing apart because you don't like yourself, because you're miserable. You're not showing up for your kids the way you want to show up. Therefore, you're feeling guilty. And all these are just charges in your body. Casey, what's the charge? It's the same as a block. It's the same as a limiting belief. It's the same as a thing. I describe it in one of my courses, like, you know, that water wheel thing where water will go off and the wheels turn and it goes down, down, down. So imagine you've got that in your body, little wheel houses. And every time, let's say you go to do something, or something comes up and you get, pissed off, frustrated, upset, sad, dog dies, husband tells you you're too fat, client doesn't sign up, somebody takes back a money, does a charge back, whatever. Somebody fucks you over, you get charged up, you get triggered. Same thing. You get activated. It's the same thing. So that means those little wheelhouses, something gets stuck and blocked, and it stops moving. And over time, that center, it like dies and shuts off and all this other stuff. And now you've got this block in your body. So, and then can you imagine what would happen if there's not the circulation, right? Over time, something dies off, and then you lose life force, you lose vitality, right? So that's all that's happening. So what I'm going to try to do is go over the strategy call, so I don't have to do it on the phone, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you go through this video, and you're going to identify your own problems, and you're going to identify the core wounds that you have. And then I'm going to go over the strategy and how we're going to get you through that. Because like I said, you're special, but your problems are not unique, because they're the same problems everybody else has. Half the women that you see on my success page were in your shoes. I had a shitty story too, but nobody cares. All they care about is what can you do for them? In a way, that's kind of like negative. But if you've seen my How to Make Decisions video, you know this. By you getting what you want, helps your children, helps your spouse, helps your partner. You can help more people. The world changes. It's a ripple effect. You'd have to be fucking ignorant as shit not to see that, but I haven't been ignorant. I've cleared so much resentment, and I've been that asshole. I've been that ignorant, ungrateful bitch who is miserable and thinks that she is just, nobody else understands her. And she's pissed off and she's fucking angry. Yeah, I've been her. I know. I got the fucking codes. So we're going to go through this. We're going to identify. You're going to identify, because I'm tired of doing calls. I love doing calls, but you know what? You're going to earn your call with me. You're going to earn your call with me. Because when you get on the phone with me, you're already going to unveil some of the shit. And I'm going to show you how to clear some stuff today that's holding you back from destiny. Because right now you're in fate. You're at the mercy of the fucking world. How many people's read positive books, self-help books? Just think this way. Oh, when you think this way, think that way. Be aware of your thoughts. Think this thought. The shit gets old, man. The shit gets old. Yeah, we know how to do it, but why are we not doing it? Because we're not healing at a soul level. And that's where I step in, because I had to say, hey, listen, my body's shit, not getting results. You see, I've tried it all. And I think a lot of you have too. And if you haven't, you want to go do that route. I'm like, hopefully you're not that stuck yet. Let's ring some bells for their ear chakras so they can hear. No, for real, y'all. We're gonna get past this shit, because I know you feel it. I know you fucking feel me. So to get your call with me, you're gonna fucking earn it. Okay. So you're going to go and you're going to identify your own problem. You're going to know your problem when you get on the phone with me. No more of this fucking, well, I don't know. I'm in the way. Why? Well, when I go to do this, the problem is that I keep sabotaging myself, because apparently there's one of three reasons. I don't feel worthy of having the thing. I'm scared of success. I don't feel like I deserve it. I feel like a bad person, right? I just feel like, what did I do to deserve all that? This is too easy. I feel unworthy, or I really just don't want it. I really just don't want it. Casey, I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I actually hit my weight goals and I hit my money goals. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I'm afraid of somebody taking it away. I'm afraid of losing it when I get there. I'm afraid of being a powerful female, right? And I don't expect you to know why. Like, yes, we're going to get into that in the mastermind, because part of confusion, that's fear. You know, when you don't know what's going on, that just creates fear. Knowledge is power. And that's what we're here for. We're here to empower you. But I am tired of doing phone calls and women don't know what the fuck's going on. So you're going to know your problem. Well, why is it a problem that you're overweight? Oh, because you're a shitty mom. You're unhappy, period. It's because you're unhappy. If you knew what being unhappy was doing to yourself, your soul, and the world and your kids, you would have taken action last week. You're going to know your problem. You're going to know why you're there. I'm going to give you some clues on core wounds and some things of why you're there, so you're not beating yourself up, because you can't beat yourself anymore. You can't force yourself anymore. It's time we're moving from force to true power. Forcing equals adrenal fatigue. Forcing is pushing yourself and fucking grinding it out. Casey, I'm just going to wait to save up some money. But dear God, we got to clear the ignorance and the fear so that you can think fucking clearly. Because if you can't expect the same level of consciousness that got you in this situation to get you out of it, it's going to create, you're going to have a different way of thinking to get to a different fucking place. If I can't do anything, what I'm going to do is we're going to help you to stop choosing things based on money and scarcity and lack and self-doubt of, can I do this? Well, yeah, but we're going to clear all that fucking shit. That's why you're here. That's why no programs work for you. You don't believe you can have the results because there's deep, deep shame in your energy field. Deep shame. I didn't say mind. Okay. I said energy field. I said your soul. Deep shame within your soul and your spirit that we have to go in and we have to get out and clear and clean. There's tons of self-doubt. And there's tons of fear. And I will not allow that to come in my program. You have to clean that first. Okay. And then once you've cleaned it up, it takes not even an hour. Then you can enroll and then we can talk. Because after that, you're a different woman. After that, you feel you're maybe a little scared, but you're ready. You're so open and willing to find answers and do the work, because you know deep down in your heart, you've put aside the uncertainty, you've put aside the fear, and you know that this is much bigger than you. You know that what brought you here is much bigger than a fucking Facebook ad. You know that it's soul-led, it's something out, there's something bigger, whether you call it source, God, or whatever, something brought you here. So we're going to get it. You're going to get it this time. So the number one thing we start with is a little bit about you. Okay. So I like to know family, like how many people's in your family, what's causing stress. A lot of women that come through, I'd say 50%. A lot of them has some drama with their kids. That's usually an indicator. If there's drama with their children or their stepkids or whatever, that drama is just a dead giveaway of what went on in their previous programming, like with their nuclear family. Usually if there's drama, period, with, let's just say there's stepkids or there's exes involved or something like that, that tells me that you probably grew up and somebody was an alcoholic, somebody was, and a lot of times too, you don't know because there's so many family secrets. And that's where a lot of the shame comes through, because you're looking around like, why am I the only one in my family with weight problems? Yeah, well, there's a reason why. Okay. So usually that's an indicator for me. If there's drama in the family, it shows me where you're at vibrationally. There's a lot of drama going on inside of you. Maybe you thrive on literally, and I know you probably don't want to agree with this, but I'm just going to be freaking straight up with y'all today. It means that there's something in you that says things have to be hard for me. Things have to be hard for me. So you probably would agree with me that there's a belief in you that the struggle is a way of life. It was for me. Like our belief in our family was you work and you struggle and you bust your ass and you pull your bootstraps up and then you die and hopefully you go to heaven. Then you can be like happy. That's literally how I thought growing up. So if you have drama within the family like that, it just shows me that you believe that things have to be hard. If you have special needs children, that really shows me that and it's not from a judgmental place, it's coming from a spiritual place. If you have special needs children, there's a deep soul lesson there. But I know a lot of women use it as they're like, see how hard things are for me. They're like that. They want people to admire them. They're wanting acknowledgement. They're wanting this. That's like one aspect of it. Another aspect is that child. All children are teaching us something, but usually if they have special needs, it's one reason why they fall into that martyr complex, where it's almost like they were looking for a reason to not choose themselves, right? Looking for a reason. They had so much depression, so much where, they look at other people and think that things are easier for other people versus them. They have so much of that inside of their energy field that, see, this is how it is, right? It's crazy. I promise. It's nuts. So it's just all the things that's in our field from this life, from other places. Like we're very unique beings, by the way. It's incredible. So that's first and foremost. I'm like, what's going on in your family? And you take a look at that, what's going on. So that'll tell you right there what's in your energy field and your frequencies of things needing to be hard or whatever. If I get a woman that has never been married and she's over like 30, 35, immediately I go into abandonment, rejection, typically, or if I get a single mom and she's been single her whole life, immediately I go into deep hurt. Men are not safe. Men are all these they're monsters. Men are not safe. Sometimes it comes from sexual abuse. Sometimes it comes from a shitty dad, an absent father. Or a mom that's like really hating on men, and they preach to the women about how bad men are. And so if that's their belief around men, and or they've been hurt by men at an early age, even if daddy's girl, there's a lot of brainwashing here. But that tells me that she has pushed away everybody and everything that could hurt her. So she's safe. She's safe usually. And that's the other end of the spectrum. Like you have like narcissists. I mean, martyrs are like that echoist. It is a type of narcissism. And what we're trying to get you to be is right in the middle, where you have a healthy level of self-esteem and a healthy boundaries, and you're off the hook. You're not the source of happiness for anybody else but your motherfucking self, right? That's where we want to get you to. So we can't get you to there until you see where you're at. Right there, look at your life and see what's going on. Based on what I just said, you already know what I'm thinking, okay? Just mark that down. Here's the deal. If that triggers you and you're like, how dare you say that about me? I'm probably not the right fit for you. You really got to be open to healing on a soul level and looking at all your shit. Because if you're not willing to look at all your shit, what makes you think you're going to have the courage to, when you experience massive frustration, when you've done the right things and thought you did the right things and you're frustrated, what makes you think you're going to be able to sit with that versus you're probably going to still be looking for somebody to blame. I don't think that's you. I think that if you're in my energy, you're so ready to feel better. You're willing to literally fucking think or look at anything. I know that's how I was. That's how you have to be. So moving on. The next thing I ask is if we get somebody with severe trauma or they have like fucked up thyroid or fucked up adrenals and ADD, ADHD, I have to let them know I'm going to interrupt them. Because these people, their throat chakra, dude, is blown out the fucking whack. Like I'll ask them a question. It will take them 5 minutes. I got something right here. It will take them 5 minutes. No judgment. I've been there. I'm just telling you as like a practitioner, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm picking up. And this is how I help so many women. Because when y'all do certain things, I can see things from like this view up here and I get information. Right. That's how women are like, how do you know that? I don't know. I don't know. It just makes fucking sense to me. And it's patterns. You can just recognize patterns. I can. So when they start talking, okay, I may ask a question. They may fucking talk and end up way over here and just talk, blah, 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 ear rape, just fucking ear rape me. Dead giveaway. It's extremely toxic. Adrenals are shot. Thyroid is shot. Pretty much every chakra system. There's no root. There's no heart. There's disconnected from like it's pretty bad. There's tons of trauma here. Typically, these individuals are on Adderall, need to be on Adderall, just like I was, and like totally in my energy field, right? And I'm only can help women because I have been really fucked up. Okay, still healing. So that's one thing that I'll go over. Most women are pretty good, and I can tell within about the first 5-6 seconds what kind of energy they're going to be. Are they a loose cannon? Are they pretty solid and straight on? It just depends. I can also feel when they start to judge or if they feel a deep shame, but I don't expect you to know that right now about yourself. We're going to get into that as we proceed down the list. So the next thing we get into is I ask them right away if they are the type of woman that's they don't know I'm asking this, but pretty much I'm looking for, are you very codependent on your partner? Are you in a box, meaning are you the little wifey stay-at-home mom who makes no money and is pretty much, you have to ask the man's permission and he runs the show, meaning he's like your daddy. If he's not happy with you, then you feel bad. If he says you should probably look into something else, you second guess yourself. So there's tons of codependency there. So I'm like, all right, so can you make financial decisions for yourself or do you have to run it by your husband and his opinion is going to affect and sway your decision for your own health? So that's kind of what I'm asking them. So if you feel like you are that woman who you're like, oh, I run everything by my husband. Well, you're probably like, you could do this, but it depends on your husband now. Two types of men. You either have attracted a man into your life that is going to keep you down because you do believe that you just have low self-esteem at your core. And you don't believe you have the power because it's just old programming that women should not work. Women shouldn't have money. Women shouldn't have voices. Women shouldn't dress sexy. It's just old programming. You're probably still a product of that. That's okay. We've helped many, many women get out of this. My mom was like this. The man was the hierarchy. It comes from a religious type thing too. So because you can also be a type of stay-at-home mom where you are like, you don't work, but you handle a lot of things, not out of a control freak because you have to feel important, but you maybe help him run the business and it's a very equal partnership because he literally is a better businessman, whereas you're a better maybe tax person and a better financial whatever, and you're better with whatever. Like there is a way to do like partnership, but if you're the type where everything is swayed on him and you're kind of walking on eggshells around your spouse and all that, that's a very bad sign. It means there's severe emotional abuse. That also tells me why you're stuck in your weight and why your health is shitty, because you have a ton of emotional neglect, ton of emotional abuse from your early programming, and you've just manifested fucking the same thing into a man. Oh, but I love him. Right. Once again, brainwashing. So, and you'll be like, well, Casey, who can you help? I'm going to get there. So typically the women that we can help, they come in, they're like, absolutely not. I am very empowered. I make my own financial decisions. And they're just kind of like that. Even though they're maybe married, it's a very good relationship. The husband probably already knows she's talking or looking at a program like this. I know that's how my husband, he knows kind of what I'm doing, what I'm looking at. But I never ask his permission. I never even if he said, I don't know if you should do that. If I know it deep down in my heart that this feels like something that I need to do, I'm gonna fucking do it. And that's just the type of woman that I can work with. I can't work with the other That's why they usually don't end up enrolling. They probably go to something else that costs a lot less, and then they never ever get what they want. Or if they do, it's like just agonizing pain and the struggle, because they still believe in the struggle, right? But it's just really because they have so much fucking codependency and no self-esteem, and they're not empowered. So you have to get empowered. How do you get empowered? Well, you go through this kind of stuff. I'm doing this because I'm walking people through the pre-launch, and I'm giving them the tools to clear out the things and bring awareness so they can find this power within themselves, because everybody has it. Also, I've experienced some things like this before where I didn't even proceed because I knew that she could possibly like get hit, like there could be abuse at home, because sometimes men like to feel powerful. And if the woman is fat, overweight, sick, sad, whatever, she's easier to control. And so when she starts to get empowered and feel better, now he kind of starts getting like insecure, thinking that she's going to leave. He's got a lot of demons as well. And that's when it's like, oh God, we've worked with this before, but it really takes a very courageous, individual, powerful woman. And really, the women are in control. You can shift, and it causes him to shift, even if he's whatever. So, you get it. The woman I can help typically is an empowered female already. Yes, she may be struggling. She may be struggling. She may have low adrenals. She may be stuck and not know why. That's fine. An empowered female is one that can make financial decisions on her own. She has access to money. She has access to her own credit cards, and she doesn't need anybody else to get by financially. That's an empowered female, in my opinion. You may have your own opinion about that, but I know my program, typically I can only work with an empowered female with an abundance growth mindset. And if you want to see more videos on that, specifically where I break into money and how like teachers and certain real estate agents and things like that, like that we've found, and how to help them, because there's a whole different type, nurses, RNs, not flight nurses and not travel nurses, just specific RNs. All of those can be found on that 7K to 1 million video. Okay, next. So we get into the main problem. I see the need to help women. They're clueless. They're coming in. They don't see that the self-doubt is the reason why they are in sabotage. And then they get down to it and they don't take action because of that fear. They're literally thinking with the same lens that created the problem. And I'm like, you can't do that. You can't take action out of fear and scarcity and self-doubt and expect different results. You have to clear it and be aware of it and show up as your future self. That's where you find the faith, the hope, and the higher vibrational frequencies. So I'm trying to increase their vibrational frequency so they can be empowered and take action like you, Brittany. So, because I believe every woman has it in her. I believe she's got the goddess in her. She's got the power, and you just have to peel back enough layers to find it. It's there. It's there. So the problem. So now we get into the problem. Okay. This is how the calls will go. We'll go, all right, what's going on? So tell me about your current situation. Usually it's, I can't lose this 10 pounds. Been overweight my whole life, or I'm just tired. I'm doing all the right stuff and I can't get results, or, doctors tell me I'm normal, but I know something's not right because I'm doing all this shit. I'm tired and I'm not getting the results. I'm working out 6 days a week. What's going on? Typically, those are the main problems that I'm seeing. On a rare occasion, I will get certain individuals, but this is a unicorn. This is like 1 out of 100. She'll come in and she goes, I know I'm supposed to be here. I don't know what it is. I think that there's something I'm not seeing in like a trauma thing. I think there's something that I'm not seeing. And I know it's holding me back from making the money. They're business owners or something. I know that it's holding me back and blah, blah, blah. Like I know there's something going on. Usually they're easy. They sign up no problem because they just fucking know. Everybody else is typically adrenal issue, hormonal issue, whatever. But getting into that. So weight issues, let's just say you've got a weight problem. Or you've been doing all the right stuff and you can't lose weight. So then I start asking, I'm like, my mind works in timelines and patterns. So I'll say, okay, how old are your kids? First of all. So if they have kids, I'll look and see like when this started and just go ahead and mark that off, that it's not after the first kid, second kid, third kid. Usually if women get really triggered, like I did after children, like they go into their hormone shit or whatever, it just tells you there's a ton of childhood trauma that they've never dealt with. Even if they think they have a great childhood, like I said, it's not what happened to you, it's what didn't happen to you. So that right there, that tells me if a woman struggles after children, there's a ton of childhood trauma. What does it mean, y'all? In the comments. So I know that one. Once again, though, I can't tell them that but now on this video and because of this course, like now we can tell them that because I'm not pussyfooting around anymore. It's like, hey, you want to be with me? I'm bringing out the fire if you're really ready. So, okay, let's say that's their issue. Then I ask, when did this start? How is it impacting your life? How is it impacting your relationships? How is it impacting your career, self-esteem? Usually a lot of them say that they hate shopping now. They don't want to wear a bikini. They're even like not even wanting to get naked in front of their husband or spouse or partner. They're not wanting to date. Some of them don't even have the energy to work out, to exercise. Some of them are like, Casey, I'm short tempered. I'm snapping at my kids. Like you just, all this stuff. Is there anything else? Okay. And I just find, how else is this impacting your life? Some of them will say, I'll lose 10 and I'll gain it back. And it's causing this and this and that. And when you're up and down mentally, you don't even want to know what that does to your family. And I'm not putting blame or shame or guilt. You already got enough of that. But I just want you to know if you really do care about your children and everything like you say that you do, you gotta start clearing your shit so you can become that source of power and calm and love where you literally can tap in and create whatever you want because you created the shit and you can out-create the shit. Okay. So the next things I ask is, okay, what are you doing right now? So I ask them what they're doing right now. I want to know all the programs they've tried. I want to know all the therapies, all the everything, weight routine, cardio routine. I want to know what happened, like when you were doing it. And if y'all are watching this and you get any ideas, put it in the comments because maybe you get some stuff as I'm saying it. So I'm asking them, all right, so what have you been doing? And when did it just stop? Like, when did it just stop working or you fell off or something like that? And in that, I will find a lot of clues because some people, like, for example, if they have a deep core wound of like, they have a fear of being at the goal for whatever reason, that's something we find out inside the course. They'll say something like, well, I'll lose the weight and then I will reward myself or slack off. Okay. So that tells me right there, it's a fear of success and a deep type of shame. Like we just can't have it. You know what I'm saying? Depression, it could be a certain level of depression, and then there's grief there. So, once again, I can't say any of this because we're just on a strategy call, right? That's why I want to go through this like with you right now so that you can do all this shit. You can do the discovery yourself and then you can enroll and now we can actually fucking make shit happen. Because the problem was I was doing all this shit and then they get in, even though they get a coach and they get the stuff, we want fast results, okay? We want really fast results, right? Say fast results. If you want fast results, you got to do this shit yourself. You got to enroll yourself and then we talk. And then it's like pedal to the fucking metal. Let's go. Let's clear. Let's create the life you fucking want. Okay. So I'm finding out the pattern. Like, when did they fall off? What makes them fall off? Is it sabotage or am I picking up? They get unmotivated. All of a sudden they just get unmotivated. That tells me it's hormonal. Because nobody gets unmotivated. Okay. Like that's just, there should be like a different word for that. What happens is you go all in because you go hard because you're like, you got some trauma energy there. I mean, you go all in, you're all charged up and excited. And then now you're going to have to experience the flip side. And that's what causes you to stop. You don't know, you're ignorant. You don't know there's a flip side. You got to pay for that high. Just like drugs, you got to pay for that high. There's also a low. So to avoid that, how can you be more midline? How can you be more middle, right, of the road? And then you will experience some things, but you'll be prepared for either one. So that tells me there's energy problems here. Okay. They run out of energy. They run out of steam. So we have to keep the energy up. That means also they're losing energy. Okay. That tells me they're losing energy. There's energy leaks in their field, in their body, in their energy system, in their soul. There's energy leaks. Something's draining the life force energy out of them. What is it? It's when we give too much and don't receive in return. What is it? So then that's kind of telling me, okay, probably on a hormonal issue. And also the reason there's a hormonal issue, Okay. And this is why other programs, the problem with other programs, they're just going to give you hormone stuff. We like to cut it. We like to go to the root issue of why your hormones are off in the first place. So, for example, if you grew up in scarcity and lack, if your parents had money trouble, if things were hard, if you grew up and your parents yelled a lot, if you grew up and your parents had substance abuse, if your ACE score is fucking high, if you grew up and your parents suffered, if your mom was always struggling with her diet, her body, that means she was mentally off, right? That means you're trying to fix mommy and make mommy happy, and things are just, it's never just calm and peaceful and stable and safe. Right. So that's where it starts, the survival mode. You get into survival mode because you don't know if you're okay. Not to mention if you grew up witnessing domestic violence like I did, or somebody was an alcoholic, or on mental health or SSRIs, you know what I'm saying? So, just there's all that. Right. And you can just say 99% of us grew up with parents like that. And if you didn't, I don't even know why you're in this group. There is so much denial. It's probably not even fucking funny. Because I work with so many successful people, and everybody knows there's always something. You are very ignorant if you think there's nothing. But weigh your ego with your health right now. Weigh your ego with your bank account. Even if you think you've got enough money, you don't. Because if you did, you would have everything you want. Your body would be perfect. You would have tons of energy. Life would be beautiful, right? There you go. So when you can't have that, see, there's your limiting beliefs. There's your programming. There's all that stuff. So then now that I'm identifying, and I will answer y'all's question. So now that we're identifying the trauma, the reason why their hormones are off is they grew up in scarcity, right? Scarcity, lack, survival. That's what throws our hormones off. And it's generational. Depending on your ethnicity, you've got different trauma, right? You got different types of trauma. So it's in your DNA coding. It's in your lineage. That's why you see those things that say, blessed be the ones that heal and break generational cycles. You are what your bloodline's been waiting for. This is a big deal, right? It's why when you come to work with me, your whole life changes because we get to the root issue. That's why when you open up, you get the body, the weight comes off and it stays off. The money comes and it stays. More money does come. Relationships, fruitful. Life gets sweeter because you clear out the dark, the heavy shit that's kept your whole family, your whole lineage sick, sad, broke, and mentally in a box. Okay. So once we go through the question and I figure out, all right, so you got a hormonal problem. So if we just fix your hormones, which we get, and this is why I do hormones, y'all. In trauma, you only have the energy. You can only process things with enough energy. That's why they give SSRIs. They give you a little bit of energy so you can get through, right? So like depression. Did you know depression was a protection thing? It actually protects you so you can't go get hurt. So you don't have energy, so you don't go out and get hurt. It's a wonderful thing. It's a thing of the past as well. And we're living in the now. So we've got to clear out the shit so you can be in the now so you can create your future. You feel me? So what I've come to realize is you can do all the meditations you want. You can do all the fucking yoga retreats. You can do all the plant medicine. You can do all the shit that you want. But sometimes you're going to need some help. Sometimes you're just too fucking tired and you're too drained and you're just running on empty. Sometimes you're too low. Okay. What I have found is that, especially if you're older too, or you've taken birth control for so long, like there's always something that throws off hormones. Fuck, if you just drink out of plastic bottles, your hormones are probably off. But the dead giveaway is something's not working and we're aging. So hormones, what I have found is we heal the adrenals. Okay. The source where energy comes from. We get your cortisol in a healthy place, not too high. Everybody thinks, my cortisol's high. Most of the time your cortisol is too low. And even if it is high, we can bring it back down. But most of the time it's all low. So we have to heal the adrenals. And once we do that, you start having the energy. You start tolerating different things. You start setting these boundaries because you're like, now that I've got the energy to fuck with you, I'm going to say no. For example, those of you that are moms, y'all know what it's like. When you're fucking tired, like I remember when my babies were little and I was like so sick and they're just fucking shit up. Like maybe they're over there like fucking shit up and you're just like, they're just quiet right now. So I'm going to let them fuck it up and I'll worry about it later because you're tired, And that's what happens in life when you're tired. You tolerate bullshit at work longer. I know. You tolerate motherfuckers longer. You tolerate being overweight and sad a little bit longer because you're just too tired to fix it. You're just too tired to worry about it. So what we found is that if you get with our doctors, we'll get your adrenals going, and then your thyroid can balance as well. Doesn't matter what autoimmune disease you have. All that means autoimmune disease is it means that your adrenals have been shot for too long. You can recover. Okay. If you cure cancer, you see that limiting belief you have and don't believe in fucking miracles, and you are a miracle. So, yeah, Ashley said this was me. So low, no energy, couldn't get it together to even function. And now it's a whole new level, whole new world, impossible. And now Ashley can finally start to dig in and find out why this happened to her. So we have to do the hormones. It's a hormonal issue at the core of everything. You need energy. And sometimes we just have to get some help. And once you start, we can do it naturally. There's natural things you can take. You don't have to take bioidentical hormones. I found that a lot of functional medicine doctors, they approach things the wrong way. God love them. They want to help. I get it. But that's why we get a lot of cases in where they've been there and they're still not where they want to be. There's conversion issues, nightmare. So we got to fix the hormones. Craving. Here's a way you can also tell you've got hormonal issues. There's money scarcity. You feel like there's never enough. You're worried about spending here because it may take away from that. Dead giveaway. You've got a low adrenals. And money trauma. Another one is you don't have any energy. You depend on motivation. You have to use pre-workouts to go work out, all adrenal fatigue. You get low around 2 or 3 o'clock. You crave sweets or salty, hair thinning, hair falling out, constipation, bloating, or like diarrhea type IBS issues. I said bloating. Fat around your midsection, love handles, kind of looking soft, can't go as heavy in the gym. Sleep is off. Sleep is fucked. Can't really, even if you do sleep, it's up and down, up and down. Can't finish task, feeling like you're ADD. That's the epitome of adrenal fatigue. So everybody's usually has it. Okay. So we get that fixed. Now we can seal in the energy. Now you've got energy to actually start doing some inner work to find out why you're there. Then you can start seeing why you're there. Then you can start doing things about it, but not until you get the energy can you do any of that. So now that we identified the main problem, like I said, you're special, but you're not special. You're special, but your problem is not unique. It's not. Even if you think it is, we need to go clear that shit so you feel like seen, heard, and validated. All that's just trauma. When you feel like you're different from everybody, that's just trauma. Okay. That's keeping you disconnected. Connection is where healing takes place. Connection is where healing takes place. And when you feel disconnected and you feel like nobody understands whatever, that's just trauma. That's your inner child trying to come out and raise hell. I get it. So, and even if you're one of those women that's like, well, I mean, everything's good. Everything's actually good. I feel bad. I feel guilty that I should be happy and Once again, trauma, programming. Let's clear the shame. Let's clear the guilt. So you can actually get what you want. And if everything is good, well, what would make it better? And that's what we focus on. Sometimes the cases aren't that big. They're easy cases, right? Another sign of adrenal fatigue that we clear up is lightheaded dizzy. Like if you get lightheaded dizzy when you stand up or whatever too quickly. So there's that. Now, the next thing I ask them is, were they looking for coaching? Were you looking for coaching when you found me? If they say yes, usually means they are definitely ready. If you've been looking for answers, you're definitely ready. If you've just stumbled upon me, you're still like kind of clueless. You're still kind of like a little ignorant around a lot of stuff, but trust the fact that you're here. It means, and you must be special if you just didn't know, wasn't even looking and you found me, because I'm not your average bitch. So like I said, like the reason why is we go fast and you heal on a soul level. It's not just like, oh, weight loss. No, you're going to get the body you want and so much more. So get in, dive in, and remove the veil, right? Because you're lucky. You're going to get what you want. Okay. Blood pressure issues how do you say that word? Indicative of trauma. Oh yeah. Blood pressure. Yeah. High BP. So low BP comes from adrenals, like weak adrenals. High BP is just like from anger. It's a type of, needing to like literally blow off steam. They just, yeah. So, okay. Then I ask you to identify where you want to be in a year. I'm like, all right. So in a year from now, let's say you did the program. Where would you need to be to feel satisfied with your progress? And that's where they'll give me some answers, but sometimes I won't let them slide with some bullshit answers. They'll be like, I just want to be happy. Yeah, whatever. What does happy look like for you? I want specific answers. I want you to dance with this. I want you to let's say you don't have energy right now, doing all this stuff. You're frustrated. Weight's not coming off. Well, where do you want to be in a year if you got with the program? Well, I just want to feel better. What does feeling better look like to you? Does it look like waking up in the morning without an alarm clock? Does it look like having the energy to get up and go do something? And then your kids, you work all day and then your kids are coming home, you spend time with them, and then you can still clean the kitchen. I need specifics like that. So you need to know exactly where you need to be to make this worthwhile for you, because that's what you get to have. It's time you start declaring what it is you're going to get. Does that make sense? Okay, next, we're almost done. Then I want to know why you want to be there. And I say my why is my mom she was the martyr. She always blamed everything, blamed everybody else for everything. Like, well, I could be this if your dad would do this, or this would happen, or this would happen, or that would happen, or blah, blah, blah. She drank almost every night after she got off work while she did her flowers she made sure the house was clean. She made sure she took me everywhere. Everybody thought she was a great mom on the outside, but she was just merely surviving. Nothing. And she never gave to herself. All she did was drink at night, had fun, listen to her music. But she was just going through life's motions, and she was resentful. She hated, she felt like, men only wanted one thing. She was just miserable. It's fucking miserable. Somebody stole her happiness a long time ago and whatever. And then she got older, always had health problems. Oh my God, always had health problems. Something always wrong with her. Going to, like most women, thinking there's something wrong with them, going to the doctor, trying to figure things out. Really, it's just trauma. It's just trauma. It's just stuff like this. But she liked being sick. She got, it's always there. She wanted everybody to know how sick she was and how it was their fault, ultimately. Never took the blame for anything, never took responsibility for anything. And then always jealous anytime anybody ever had anything else, it was for some reason for one another or whatever. And then it got to the point where that was my first why, is I didn't want to be like her. I didn't want to be like my mom. She never played with us either. I remember saying, when I grow up, I want to play with my kids. I just want to be playful. And then the second one was, I don't want to be mediocre. Like hell to me would be, and listen, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings when I say this. This is just my story. Hell to me would be to have stayed in my hometown and married my little high school boyfriend and turned into what was I wanting to be? Like a obstetric ultrasound tech, because medical field was the only thing, where I come from, you're either a teacher or a nurse, making $60,000 a year. I'd have found a way to be happy, but I would have probably been really sick because I would have never cleared my trauma. I mean, I talk to women every day that would have been me. Most of them have lupus and or Hashimoto's or some kind of autoimmune issue, and they have money trouble and they're really not happy. That would have been hell to me, is just to have stayed small town, small minded. Oh my God, I'd probably be dead. Probably would be dead. I'd probably try to take in too much shit because I'd have been so miserable. I'd probably be on anti-anxiety medication as well as depression pills because I'd have been so fucking unhappy. But that's just mediocre to me. People just don't change. People don't grow. They don't want to get scary and do things and break the chains. They don't want to move away from their families. That would have been hell to me. So I didn't want to be mediocre. I didn't want to be small. I wanted to go and be in big cities. I wanted to go learn from people that were really successful. I wanted to be somebody. I felt so inadequate where I was from. I felt so powerless where I grew up. I wanted to feel powerful. I wanted to feel acknowledged. I wanted all this stuff, right? I wanted more. I just wanted more. I knew there had to be more than life than going to the store and looking at two things and picking the cheapest one. I knew there had to be more than shopping on fucking sale racks. Like, because I would watch these women and see successful chicks and just be like, I first felt like, they're not like me. I didn't even think I could ever have that. But I just kept at it. I just kept following, like, I'm strategic, like if I didn't like something, I was like, well, what would get me there? I chased money. I was like, where's the opportunity? How can I make more money? Money is opportunity. And I didn't have money, power. I was powerless. We didn't have, money. Money came from my dad or your parents or a job. I didn't know any different. So I got into self-growth. I started having anxiety attacks and hives and all this shit. And they kept throwing medicine at me. And I remember getting into self-help books and dreams and what dreams meant. I was drawn to psychology, and I kind of got empowered when I was in school, because education will empower you. And so that's what it was. I literally I craved education. I craved it. You need to write a book. It's coming. Definitely coming. So that's my why. So what would be your why? You really need to know your why. Why? Why? Why not just stay where the fuck you're at? Why is that so bad to stay where you're at? You got to really not be okay with where you're at. You got to get fed up. And then you can do something about it, because you're not going to take action. The only ways you're going to take action is if you're angry or if you're empowered. That's it. You got to find one of those and take action. And then the next question I ask before we get into the strategy is, because I'll go over the strategy with all of you. The next thing I ask is, why do you think you haven't figured this out on your own? I had another lady, she goes, I'll just do the Everlywell test. I can't do this right now. I'm like, fuck. God, she was so close. And she's just going to choose to stay in her shit because she's scared. She hadn't done any of the clearings. It's painful. It's like watching your kid take drugs. You're sitting there watching this energy, this entity, this dark entity control them, and you can't do anything about it. That's what it's like being me. Now, do I get women who daily sign up and it's amazing and we have toast champagne together and we celebrate her courageousness and the new life? Yeah. But does it also hurt when I witness women who are in my shoes and they just choose to kind of stay where they're at because they're afraid? They still don't know the support's there. They still don't know that they are source. They don't know their power. Yeah. That's my question is, like, what do you think has been keeping you from figuring this out on your own? That way it triggers in the women. They're going to realize quickly that I've tried therapy. I've tried all these programs. I've tried this and this and that. And yeah, Casey, it's not working. So obviously there's something I'm missing and I don't know what it is, and that's what they need to see. That's how I was. Every time I've ever gotten results with a coach, I've gone in and I've said, listen, I don't know. I don't give a shit what I've got to do. Fucking somebody tell me what I'm missing. What am I not seeing? And I always find it. So that's the question you need to be asking. Question you need to be asking is, what questions do I need to be asking to get the fuck out of this situation? And you ask that question from somebody that's got proven track record. Okay. Now, the next and the last question before I go into the strategy is, I said, well, how fast do you want to fix this? Right. So this is a time where you start to see what charges come up. Well, if you start thinking about, well, how much is it going to cost? So that tells me you got a ton of money trauma and all this shit's going to work, but you got to clear that shit or you won't allow yourself to come in. So we'll do like the fear clearing before you come in, the fear clearing. Because if you knew, see, here's the thing. If you knew you could get results, and you put aside the uncertainty, what do you know? What do you know you need to do? And there I go, oh, I'd be fucking all in and like excited. That's the key. But Casey, where's the money going to come from? Where it's come from so far, except it's going to come in more because you're going to open up and things are going to get better for you. Because that's how the universe works. God's not going to give you blessings if you can't see the ones you have. So we have to open you up so you can start to see and take action out of faith instead of fear. And when you do that, it's almost like they go, oh, angels say, oh, she's ready. Oh, she's ready. She just went out on faith instead of staying in her fear. She's ready. Let's go bless her. That's what's up. So now let's go over the strategy, because this is what I do. My program helps driven women who know there's more to life than the one they're living. Okay. Helps them to get more energy, to lose the weight, to get unstuck by clearing it out at the root, cleaning it out so they can finally have the body, the life, the baby, the kids, the business, the life that they want, because you've got something to do. It's your duty. This is why you feel, this is why you've gone through. The biggest lesson you're going to learn in life is now, because this has been such a struggle. And sometimes when you go through what you're going through right now, it just means there's some weight to this. It means that when you get on the other side, it's going to be something like my story. It's going to be like my story where I'm not supposed to be successful. You're going to have a story like me. You are the story. And all you got to do is get the fuck out of your way, lock arms with somebody. And I'll tell you what this right here, I'm going to read this to you. It's really short. This is the key. It says, I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless. I will not fix you, for you are not broken. I will not heal you, because I see your wholeness. I will walk with you through the darkness as you remember your light. Right? So I give you the tools. I'll give you the clearings today. Okay? I'll give you the clearings today, and I will describe it one more time. It's like being drunk and sober. Okay? When you're drunk, you're frustrated, you're worried about money, you're in drama shit, life's happening, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed. And when you're sober, you're calm, you're clear, you're confident, you're full of love and possibilities, and it's really fucking vibey. And you kind of believe in yourself and you have authority, and it's fun. We can give you all the programming and all the stuff, but if you're drunk, you can't do anything with it. You can't. This is why nothing's worked for you so far. It's showing you that it's not in a meal plan. It's not in a workout. It's not in a functional medicine doctrine. It's not in a therapist. It's inside of you. And you've got to go rescue yourself. And we give you those tools in here, right? So you put aside the uncertainty and the fear, you show up as your future self, and you take action from that place when you move aside the fear and uncertainty. And when you get scared again, you move aside the uncertainty and you take action. You ask for help, you go do the clearing. So now let's get into the strategy. Okay, here's the strategy to get from point A to point B. Karen said, when your life depends on something, money finds you. And that's how I signed up. I agree. Yeah, I never am for once, and this is all in my 7K to a million video. Casey, how did you get to where you're at? Right. Well, one little thing at a time. I remember the first time I paid for someone to help, of course it was just a coach and all that stuff. But when I started paying more for like big chunks of money, like my first coach was like $2,000, a $2,000 course online. And it was the most I've ever put down on anything, much less I didn't even talk to the person or nothing. And I had a credit card, I had a credit card and I put it on the credit card. Now the other one was 10K. The other one was 10K before that. This was when I didn't know how the fuck I was going to do it. And I remember took out a loan with really high interest. Like I didn't even worry about the interest though. I was just like, I can do the payment and this money's going to help me That's just how I think. And that's how you're going to have to think if you really are in that place. Hopefully you're not, but if you are, you just got to fucking go. Everybody I know that's got money that didn't, that's how you have to fucking think. And you're going to learn how to believe in yourself, and you're going to find answers. It's really fun. It's worth it. What do you got to lose? Literally, you're going to make more money. You're always going to make more money, right? But the thing that's got you worried about money is the same thing that's got you stuck in your health. Same thing that's got you stuck with your weight. Same thing that's got the relationships in your life where it's at. So you just have to open up. So the first thing we're going to do is hormones. Okay. First thing we're going to do is get you with our physicians. It's different than any other physician. So don't even try to fucking waste your time and go get blood work or saliva test or Dutch test or whatever with your people. Listen, when you pay me, you're paying for my genius network. This has taken me years to create. and find. It's my fucking people. It's my network of professionals that gets results. Okay. So, and I've even tried to give women just the doctors, but until they get into the trauma clearing, they don't have results with our doctors. I swear. Something's always off. Like they're like, oh, it didn't work because this is converted. It made me feel bad. When I try to just sell them the hormones, yeah, didn't work. So even if they think it's good, there's still something in their life that's off. And it's like, damn. So anyway, we're going to get you with our physicians. Everything's done remotely. They'll order the blood work. Insurance covers the blood work. You're looking at like $250 out of pocket to get set up with them. When the blood work comes back, I'll have you upload it in a sheet. I want to look at it. You'll tag us in our mastermind community, or I do hormone calls once a month. We can take a look at it. I'll tell you like what to do if it were my body. And then you'll get with them. They'll put you on a little plan to get your adrenals going so you can start processing and start feeling better and get that energy back. Okay. In that, we also provide customized programming, but here's the kicker. We're not going to put you on a program if you're really low. If you're already really low energy, if we put you on a workout regimen, it could possibly activate your autoimmune issues. It could cause a flare up, or you could get sick. And we don't want that to happen. And that's the problem. A lot of times you go all in and then you fall off. We're not going to do that. This is different this time. So we get you in, and then slowly we get you on a certain workout regimen that rebuilds your nervous system. And then over time, you'll become one of the stories that says, oh my God, I'm doing less and I have better results. How? So that's number one. Number two is we're going to do the food and gut test. A lot of you already have this. It's inside of this course that we're going to give you the pre-launch food and gut test. It's going to show, I've done Everlywell. I've done IgG. We've done saliva. This right here is just phenomenal. It's $30. You send it off. You'll get results in about 3 weeks. Nothing comes in the mail. You just go buy it and then they email you what to do. You send off a few hairs. And it tells us what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink alcohol wise, not to drink, vitamins you need, don't need, probiotics you need, don't need. You're saving a fuck ton of money on supplements. You're not having to go buy all these fucking GNC shit, all these naturopaths. Just trash that shit, man. It's going to tell you exactly what you need. Minimal. We got to simplify it. That's the problem. We got to simplify your fucking life. And the problem with other programs is they make you do elimination diets and all this other shit. Listen, do the test, get the results back. We'll help you with integration. A lot of women get the results back. They get triggered. They're like, oh shit, Casey, I've been eating all this stuff. I don't even know how to eat now. This is why you're going to need support. We offer this type of support. We give you customized programming, everything. We can show you how to customize everything. I'll tell you how in a second. So that's number two is food and gut test. So we can reverse diet you. If you're eating low calories, we're going to get you to where I started at 1,400 calories to where I could eat over 2,400 doing less workouts and less cardio. We're going to get you there too. And if that triggers you, like, oh shit, well, I get fat, we've got clearings for that as well. Okay. Remember, you're only here. You're only product of how you've been thinking based on what's in your soul codes, what's in your field. So we work on all that. All right. So number three, the magic. I did the glitter video for this reason. The first two are going to get you 50%. All right. You're going to get 50%, but then life could happen. And then you're back off your ass and you're like, see, I spent all that money and look what happened. Right. We know this. This is why we put this in here. We got to clear your shit, man. And you're going to do some of those clearings in here. The content inside of Hot Moms Mastermind is very powerful. We've got over 50 different ways you can go inside the program. That's why I want you to just do this on your own, enroll yourself, and then we will talk. So this is where it's video based. You can do it by two ways. And those of you, okay, here's how it works. So, when you go to church and you just hear a message, you're like, God spoke to me. You just feel the message. The transmission happens just by listening to the pastor. Same thing. It's video based. It's very powerful. You can listen to it when you walk, drive, do laundry, whatever. You're already obviously doing that. So this isn't going to take up any more time. You're already doing these types of things. You're just going to switch, just whatever. And it actually pulls you in because it feels really good. So that's one way we clear. Another way is written. I've got ways you can write and access this higher intelligence part of you, where we ask certain questions. You can write it out, you can type it out, and you will get a really good clearing as well. It feels, y'all, how does it feel? It feels like, oh, I feel better now. It's incredible. Takes about 40 minutes. So you can do that daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever. But the healing's going to happen regardless. So that's number 3, last step, support. So you're going to need support. This was one of the biggest things for me in my growth was having support. Somebody when you're going through this shit to say, what is it that I'm feeling? Here's what happened. What does this mean? Can you look at my blood work? What should I do now if this happens? You're just going to have support and consulting for that. So we provide 3 Zoom calls a week right now. Tuesdays is a lady. She's a life coach. She's a psychic medium. So those calls are great for if you need insight, if you just are feeling really afraid or whatever. She's really good with energy. I've used her for like 10 years when I get a little emotional just to validate some things. She's there on Tuesdays. Those of you that are Christian women and you feel like it's devil worshiping or satanic, you do not have to do that. We provide things for religious, Christian, all kind of people. I mean, she's there for those that want and need her. And then the other calls are nutrition and training. So if you need customized work, we do all that on those calls. Very small calls, intimate calls on Zoom. If you can't make that, you can post in the mastermind. Mastermind's cool because, it's where 2 or more gather. Mastermind I've been in a lot of them and some of them are real whiny. It's a lot of women just bitching and wanting fucking virtual hugs. Like, I've got headaches or my son is here. This is different. It's like, here's a breakthrough I had. Or, hey, I'm struggling with this. Hey, my dad died today. I'm going to do this right here and this right here. Is there anything else you think I should do? And then we will, say, I'm sorry because it's safe. Also, another place is like if you're growing in business or if you're getting a better body or whatever, and you get excited about it, sometimes you'll learn it's not safe to share with everybody. Some people that you tell triggers them or they won't give you the response you need. This group will support you. It's not fake at all. These are full of women, high level women, multi 6-figure, 7, 8-figure women. They've been there, done that. We all kind of come in together. We hold space in a non-judgmental way. We're there to cheer each other on. Because our thing is you clean your side of the fucking street. Don't be coming in that community with dirty fucking energy. You come here to grow from. So it's like that. It's just a ton of support that has been probably that one of those things like cleared my trauma that's helped me. And it's just having a healed woman that loves herself truly, that doesn't have an agenda, that's not ego driven, that can hold space and be like, hey man, here's what she doesn't judge you for it. She's like, hey, here's what's going on. Maybe asking questions, like, dude, that helps so much. Holy shit. So those are the 4 that's the 4 things. Ashley said it's a safe place to ask vulnerable questions. Yeah, it's really powerful. That's your power. That's your power. That's your power. So anyway, number 1 is hormones. We're going to do that first when you come in. And if you don't want to do your hormones, you don't have to. You can skip straight and do the food test in number 3 and number 4. We've had plenty of people come in and not do their hormones, and they just did the food test, the clearings, and the support, and they get great results. Lauren, I think she lost 17 pounds in 3 weeks just by doing the food and gut test and clearing her trauma. So the hormones are there for those that really need it, want it. You know who you are. If you do enroll and you want to book a call, we can give you some more like insight on that. So that's the strategy. So now that everything's there, you see like, hey, clearly this is a no fucking brainer. They will help me clear out the reason why I'm stuck. Oh, I'm worried about failing. Oh yeah, I'll just find out why the fuck I'm scared of failing and clear that shit out too. Oh, I'm scared of spending money because I don't know where that's going to come from either. Awesome. Let's go clear that shit out too and get my money right. You see? Everything is here to make this program work and every other thing that you're doing work. That's it. So with that being said, what I want you to do is, this is going to be in the pre-launch, and beneath this in the pre-launch, I'm going to put in there the fear and anxiety clearing, the self-doubt clearing. Because think about it. If you didn't doubt yourself, you'd probably do it, right? Right. If you weren't scared of spending money or whatever, you would probably do it, right? Yeah. So I'm going to put those 2 things in there. I don't think there's another. Is there anything else I'm thinking about that would cause a woman not to say yes to herself with this? What would be the other reason? Pretty much money, which money is never a thing. Sometimes it is, but really she doesn't believe that she can do it, because most people have money. Most people, if they were fucking held at gunpoint, or if they could get their dream house, I'll say this, if they could get their dream house for, let's say their dream house is like $3 million, and they could get their dream house for $5,000, no strings attached, but it had to be by today, the end of the day, they would fucking skip hoppity pap over and they'd find fucking $5,000. They'd pull it out of their savings, 401k, call and ask somebody for a loan to spot them till they could get a loan. They would do it. So I know that it's never a money thing. It's always fear of failing, fear of opening up, fear of new people, fear of whatever. So you need to clear the fucking fear and anxiety and then take action accordingly so you can get what you want. Or self-doubt. Those are really the only two things. People are afraid of being scammed. And it's so, people that are afraid of being scammed are people that live in scarcity, and I can't work with them. So typically it's the only people who ever think it's a scam are people who are like poor mindset. And you think about it, like really scams. If you're ever afraid of that, it's coming from a very poor poverty, scarcity mindset. Like they need like a $10 program, and even a $10 program, they're going to find something wrong with it. Cause they're just, I've never, ever worked with people that thought this was a scam, because those people, it's a dead giveaway. Like they're a low vibrational frequency. Anybody that thinks this is a scam, very low vibrational frequency. And you have to raise your vibrational frequency so you can come out of the poverty mindset and come into more abundant mindset, more of a growth mindset. It's just ignorance. It all is all it is. And I can say that just like with no emotion, because I will remember feeling like that. Anybody different from me was, whatever. I was very ignorant. And so that's just ignorance, Karen. It's just ignorance and scarcity. Ashley said fear. Yeah. So I'll definitely put the fear in there for them. Is there anything else before I get off of here? I would love somebody to have an objection right now, just so I can put it in here. I need to just make sure, like, what would be another fear-based thing? Like, why would a woman not enroll? Because to me, it's a no-brainer. But I'm a little, obviously, I see people's higher self. I'm like, my God, it's right here. How do you fucking not see it? But they can't see it. I get it. And my angels probably feel like that sometimes. Casey, the 50 million's right here. How can you not? I do trust. That's why I'm here. I will sign up early. Also, you're funny. Oh, Samantha, that's exactly what happened to me. I had a daughter. My whole life changed. So much childhood trauma I never faced, understood, became extremely depressed, lost self-esteem, anxiety took over. It's been a crazy last years and trying to untangle. Samantha, it's time. Just come on over. Just fuck it. Say fuck it and just come on. Quit the struggle, man. Get the answers in 24 hours or less, and you'll be on a new rocket to the next level. Seriously. Samantha, help me. Why would you not enroll today? Let's say it was 10 grand. It's not, but let's just say it was 10 grand. That way, at least we have a set place. Cause it's not 10 grand. Sometimes it could be, it depends on which program you want, but let's just say it's 10 grand. What does that bring up in you? But even if you knew it could get you everything you wanted, the struggle would be over. You're a powerful creator. You have more money and the body you want. Even if you knew that, what's the problem with 10K? And we do payments, we do funding, like we can do credit cards, whatever. So I need to know the fears. I'm just making sure. What helps me stay in the mindset? Samantha, it's everything. Oh, Samantha, that's the question. Yeah, it's everything I teach in here. Everything I teach. How do you stay in the mindset? Oh, because we've got tools, man. I use my tools. And I've been doing this for 2009. Okay, this is good. Thank y'all so much for helping me, because we're helping more women by doing this. Ego, people thinking they know it all and don't sign up. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they know it all. So, well, then I would say, well, how come, why are you here? Why did you come here? You saw my videos on hormones. Well, why does that intrigue you? Because of whatever. Okay, well, why not just go to a doctor? Just go to an endocrinologist, go to this doctor. Awesome. Have fun with that. Just go to them. Yeah. Go to them. Odds are they probably have tried it. And then I'll say, well, just go try therapy, go try therapy maybe, but that's a good one. That's a good one, Karen. Yeah. They think they already know the answer. People that think they know everything, because people think they know everything. They're really scared. Those are scared little women, scared little girls. They're so scared and they have to put down other people. They're just really scared. I'm like, well, what are you scared of? Feeling stupid because somebody made you. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Let's just, judgment. Let's go clear. Let's go see why you are afraid of feeling dumb, because you're not, but you struggling. Now that is kind of not smart, because you got all the solutions right here. I wasn't worth it. The family would deserve. Oh, that's so good, Ashley. That's so good. This is taken away from my family. Yeah, we get a few of them saying that. Every one of them has weight problems. Every fucking one. I never meet a woman that's pretty good shape. She just wants to come here to get her confidence back so that her body is like really good looking. It's every woman who has severe weight issues, and it's like a martyr syndrome where, we need an AC or a door. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I see that. So let's just say you're 10 years down the road and you're still here, except you're worse because you're always going to get worse because we're only getting older. And you're looking back and go, man, I should have done that hot mom thing when I had the chance, because we got the door and it didn't help me to get my hormones right, clear my trauma, become a better mom, and clear out generational trauma. So I, get everything I want, but that comes back to the money. It's money trauma. It's money trauma and worthiness. Why don't you feel like there's enough for you? And so we have to go in and clear the deep shame around why they don't feel good enough. Your kids want you to be happy. What would you do if you would do this for your kids, but you're not doing it for yourself? Without you, there is no kids. So logically, like, they're just highly emotional. Because if the woman was being logical, it's a no-brainer. But she's highly emotional, and that's the problem. When you have the thing, whether it's the body, the man, the house, the money, when you have the thing and you feel like you get to have the thing, you are a different person. You vibe differently, and you're just you're more valuable in your household and in your community. You help more people that way. So by you having this, by you being wealthy, by you being sexy, by you losing the weight, you're helping more people. How can we lock that in? Because that is the truth. You can't help anybody when you're poor. You can't help anybody when you are overweight and sick. You can't help anybody when you lack energy. If they are in denial about that, then they're in denial about themselves. But hey, if you're tired of struggling, you got to just look at everything like non-judgmental. It doesn't mean you're good or bad. It just means like, oh, okay, I see this in myself. Let me change it because it's causing some issues here.